Are you going through a divorce in Colorado and that house is feeling like more of a burden than a happy memory? You might be wondering if you can sell it before everything is finalized. Don't worry, I've got you covered in this video. Hey there, I'm Bobby Friel, and in this video, we're going to break down the ins and outs of selling your marital home amid a Colorado divorce. And when I went through my divorce, I had a ton of questions. We'll answer all your burning questions that could be, can you even sell the house before a divorce is final? What hoops do you need to jump through to make that happen? How will the profits from the sale be divided? So whether you're itching for a fresh start or need to free up some cash, this video is the way out of a tricky situation. The situation goes like this. You and your soon-to-be ex decide the once dreamt of house feels more like a nightmare. You both want to sell, but the divorce is still chugging through the legal system. And can you actually sell the house before the judge slams the gavel and finalizes everything? Well, in Colorado, like most things involving law, the answer is a bit of a maybe. And here's the twist. When you file for divorce in Colorado, an automatic injunction kicks in. This fancy legal term basically means that neither spouse can get rid of the marital property, like your house, without the other's okay or a court order. So selling the house before the divorce is finalized requires some finesse. But don't despair, because of course there are two main ways to navigate this situation. Now, option one is the united front. Suppose you and your partner are on the same page about everything. This is, of course, the ideal scenario. You can both agree on selling the house, setting the list price, and most importantly, how to split those profits after the sale. Now, think of it as like a business deal. A lawyer can help you draft a clear agreement outlining these details, ensuring everything is fair and legal. This agreement gets presented to the court for approval, and if the judge sees that you've got everything figured out, they'll most likely give you the green light to proceed with the home sale. Second option is we can all agree that seeing eye to eye with your soon-to-be ex-spouse can sometimes be like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops. So what if you can't agree on selling the house? This is where things get a little bit more complicated. Now, you can petition the court for permission to sell the home, but be prepared to explain why selling now is the best course of action. Now, maybe the mortgage payments are a burden, or perhaps the housing market is flaming hot like it has been the last couple years, and you don't want to miss out on a good deal or a high sales price to maximize your equity. Now, the key here is convincing the judge that selling the house is necessary due to extreme financial circumstances. And remember, the judge prioritizes fairness in most cases. They're going to consider factors like debt on the house, how much its value has increased over time, like the appreciation since you bought it, and any specific financial needs that you or your ex might have. Now, think of the judge as the referee, making sure that the house sale is a fair outcome for everyone involved. Now, if the fair outcome does involve selling the house, or even if you or your spouse agree to sell the house, then what happens next is determining how to divide the profits. In dividing the profits, who gets what after the sale? So let's say you've successfully navigated the hurdles of selling the house before your Colorado divorce is finalized. And now comes the question that might be keeping you up at night. How will that pile of cash from the sale be split? In Colorado, any profits from the sale of your marital home are generally considered marital property. This means the court will likely divide the money equitably or fairly between you and your ex, not necessarily 50-50. But here's where things get a little bit more nuanced. The judge is going to consider several factors when determining how to divide the profits. Now imagine this. Suppose you and your ex bought the house 5 years ago as a fixer-upper for that price. You poured your heart and a lot of sweat equity into renovations, significantly increasing the value. Now, the judge will likely consider this when dividing those profits. They might award you a larger portion of the sale to reflect your additional contribution. Now, here are some other factors that the court might take into account. The debt on the house. There's likely a mortgage on the property, am I right? The court will subtract the outstanding loan amount from the sale proceeds before dividing the remaining money. Appreciation value. Now, did that housing market boom since you bought the house? Did that increase the value factored into this division? Now, your individual contributions. Now, did one of you contribute more money for the down payment or the mortgage payments? The judge might consider those when splitting the profits as well. Does you or your spouse have needs? Do you have a greater financial need than the other? The court might take this into account to ensure a fair outcome for both parties. And the judge will analyze your specific situation and make a decision based on the factors that I just talked about. Now, another thing that you need to do is maintain documentation of any financial contributions you made towards the house, like receipts for those renovations or proof of extra mortgage payments. And this is going to be vitally and very important, vitally helpful, so you can present this evidence to court. And also, if you or your ex can't agree on how to split the profits, then a mediator can help you reach a fair solution outside of the court. Now, this can save you time and money overall in the long run. Selling a house during a divorce can be a complex process, but by understanding how profits are going to be likely divided, you can be better prepared and advocate for a fair outcome. Now, while selling your house before a divorce can free up some cash and help you move forward, there is a must keep in mind point, which is tax time. Selling a house can have tax implications, and divorce throws another wrinkle into the mix. So it's important that you talk with a tax advisor to understand how the sale might affect your individual tax situation. For example, depending on how long you own the house and how much profit you make, you might be eligible to exclude some of your gains from your taxes, if not all of them. And if you're looking for a realtor who understands the complexities of selling a marital home during divorce, including the tax time and all the things that we talked about, talk to me today for a free consultation. We at Just Live in Realty will answer all of your questions, address your concerns, and ultimately help you get the best outcome for your house sale. So just to recap, what did we talk about here? Selling your house in Colorado before your divorce is finalized is definitely possible and sometimes encouraged, but it does require some planning and might not always be a smooth ride, so be prepared for that. And yes, you can potentially sell the house, but you'll need to either have a mutual agreement with your ex or a court order. Now, the profits will likely be divided equitably, and the judge will consider factors like debt, appreciation, and your individual contributions. And again, those tax considerations are important. So by now understanding the legalities of selling your house in divorce, you can navigate the process with a little bit more confidence. And even if those things might feel overwhelming now, the chance to move forward and build a brighter future for yourself should be that beacon. As mentioned, please reach out by phone, text, or email. Or better yet, check the link in the top pinned comment or the description to book a consultation right directly on my calendar that works with your schedule. And while you're here, keep that brain growing, watch one of these other videos, and as always, get out and enjoy all of our great Colorado sunny days. It will help you during this very stressful time that you're going through. I did it. That was one of my big things, was just enjoying the outdoors here in Colorado. And as always, stay sweet.